know what I mean? Come on, let's go live. We need to do a live video today. Yeah, it's about that time. We got a lot to talk about. It's cool shit coming out. Cool shit we're doing. Welcome, guys. Hello. Hope everybody's good. Hope I'm streaming okay here. Am I live yet or what? I think we are. It is September 15th, a Monday. Welcome. 11:41 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Aaron here again, doing a live video. Just wanted to check in with everybody, see how everybody's doing. Hope your weekend was well. I know last week was a little crazy with all the stuff going on online and the world. The chaos. Yeah, the chaos. I enjoy watching everybody act like a fool sometimes. I think I'm the only honest person on the planet sometimes about that. It's really funny to me to see so many people get so crazy about things. Yeah. And I know everybody's got their strong belief systems and whatnot, but damn. When is everybody learn no one cares? Just nobody cares what you think. I just really don't think they care. If they care, they don't care if you like agree with them. They only seem to care when you disagree. So why not just keep all that shit to yourself? This fight has just started. This crazy world is going into a weird place, and I don't know. There's a lot of bad things, that I'm not naming names for anybody. And anybody out there, so I don't stir up the pot here, because this is not a political Facebook page. All I'm talking about is people in general. We got to respect and understand each other one way or another. You don't have to fucking agree with anybody, but sure shit, I can tell you what, I know that I personally work with people across the board in the filmmaking world that have this belief and that belief. And I know if I talk to them about those things, we would still be okay, because our commonality, the things we have in common, trump all that other bullshit. Just because one might be liberal, one might be conservative, that does not matter. When we're making a movie, we are creatives. You see how stupid labels are? Does anybody understand that anymore? That just because they believe one way does not mean you can't get along with them for other reasons. Stay away from all that conversation. If you're really sensitive about it, especially, and that's the thing. Everybody seems to be so sensitive about this stuff where, once you find out how somebody believes, fuck them, I'm out. That's what's going on, and it's nuts. It's completely crazy to me. Yeah, Tegan, they really have. It's crazy, and welcome. Thanks for listening in. And Mr. Mayo, my man, brother. Thank you again for backing our campaign. I just saw that this morning, and I'm like, my man Robert is one of the biggest reasons why we're finishing this movie strong. So Robert, thank you, man, for everything that you've done for us all. Like, this production is getting through this final month and a half now because of you, brother. So I appreciate you, man. And you see what I'm saying, Tegan and Robert. I don't know them well enough to speak about what they believe in, but we get along just fine right now. You see what I mean? And there's no reason to even jump into why or who or what they believe. It doesn't matter to me. All I care about is that they all came and join the team, and they're watching, they're sharing, they're helping, and we all have a great time doing it. So what the fuck? Like, that's what it's going to come down to in the long run. People are going to get really tired of all this crazy shit. And I have my beliefs and you guys all have yours, and that's totally fine. But I'm not sitting here anymore jumping on the bandwagon and getting too caught up in all this crap. Like social media, for example. A lot of people, I'm leaving social media, it's too negative. Well, you know what? It's kind of like it's not. It's real life. It's like it's phone balls. Remember people would get like really cool on the phone with you if you're arguing with them, and they'd be like, you're fighting, you're arguing, and then they be like, blah, 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 and then they hang up on you, like, motherfucker, because they have phone balls. They know they can clip you. That's what social media fucking is. And to me, it's hilarious to watch because a lot of people wouldn't say this shit to your face, and they wouldn't get confrontation with you in real life. There's too much of a threat. You understand? They're scared to do that in real life. But when you're behind your phone, and you're sitting on the toilet, it's way easier to talk a lot of shit. But here's the thing. They still believe what they believe. And I notice, certain things that people say, and it does make me worry, about certain people that I know personally that I thought I knew. And I see some of the way they think, and I'm like, man, it's amazing that you think that way and you still get along with me, considering I'm a black man. Right? But they do. So what's that tell you? It tells me that either they're full of shit online or they're full of shit with me. One or the other. But the thing is, we still get along. So it's like, I don't know what to believe. And no one does. No one fucking does. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not going to get too much into it. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get back to comments here. Robert, I'm excited to see the finished product. Dude, oh man, I can't wait to show you. Steve Eaton has been working on our trailer that I have finished, and he is doing the color grade right now on Jason Voorhees Nightmare's first official trailer. And the trailer's a shit. I'll tell you that right now. But Steve sent a little clip of some of the color grading he's doing. You guys are going to lose your minds because Robert, especially you were out there. You know how hot it was. You know how bright it was. You wait till you see this color grade. You're going to be like, what? It's that cool, dude. I cannot wait to share this first trailer with everybody. It's so good. It's so good. Tegan says, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I totally understand, man. We all have our own opinions, and that's the way it is. And it's okay. We can still get along. I mean, I believe that. I mean, there's no reason to fucking fight. It's just ridiculous. It's a waste of fucking time. But at the same time, people choose to do it. I'm watching. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time watching it because social media is great. I fucking love it. I think it's the best thing ever. Oh, shit. G Street Films. My man. Focus. What's up, bro? Morning, dude. Good to see you. It's kind of afternoon still. I don't know. I've been up since 5, so it is what it is. And let's see what we got here. Tegan, one more time. Not every conversation needs to be about politics, and I am deep in politics. Yeah, exactly. It's like I am too. I watch everything. I read everything I can, but I have my own gut, my own sense of what's right and wrong, just like you do. And none of us really fucking know what the right way is. I have this theory. If everybody was Democratic and we didn't know any better, we'd all follow those rules and we'd be fine. If we were a Republican and we followed those rules, we would all be fine. We wouldn't know any better. That's basically it. We would be fine. See, the planet and people, we make this shit up as we go. There are no real rules. We make them. So whatever we all choose to do is what we get. It's that simple. That's it. Period. So if we all got along and just agreed to disagree sometimes, I think we'd be fine. I think we would. Right on, bro. Right on. Yeah, I can't wait for you to see it, Robert. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. What we got here? Ian, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Can't wait to see the trailer. The whole process was badass. Dude, it was a pleasure having you on set, dude. You were one of the guys I will never forget. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your excitement for being on set fueled my fire, brother. It was awesome. So great. And you're going to love some of the scenes that you're in. You're going to fucking love it. You're going to love the fucking movie. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. You're going to fucking love it. Okay. So a couple things I wanted to chat about real quick. So Jason Voorhees Nightmares had to take a couple weeks off. We needed more funds. We got some more funds, which is great. Robert was one of those people, and a few other you guys are out there. We've been still giving away some of the things that, to thank you for your donations on our GoFundMe. The $300 associate producer perks are still available. We've got $400 or more producer and bonus packages are still available. We've got a $100 thing going on right now. If you can get the signed Blu-ray and a poster and special thanks in the film. And if you just got $50 and you want to pick up a DVD or Blu-ray that's signed, we have that too. And if anybody donates anything, I don't care if it's $1, $5, doesn't matter. You can still get a special thanks in the film just to put your name on it, because this is a community film and a lot of us have come together to make this work. So because of you guys, I want to give back to all of you. Our entire cast and crew does, because we really appreciate everybody getting our back on this. It's been really cool. And it's grown into something more than we imagined right now. And this film is very special to us and everybody else that's been a part of it. And I can't wait to show it to you all. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So that's still going right now. And what we did take a couple weeks off. I had to heal up. My ankle was fucked. And I got shit to film still because Bullseye's got to kick some ass. So we're going to get back at it this weekend. And then I've just reached out to a lot of the other perk people that originally got kill a friend or family member in the film. So I reached out to them. We got about 8 more of those we have to pick up. They're really quick and easy. So we're going to do that. And we've got some other perks that we got to satisfy that I got to schedule. So hopefully no later than mid-October, we should be done and have all the footage we need for this movie. I've already been editing this film. It's almost done. Steve is starting to color grade. Kelvin Gallozo, our composer, is starting on the trailer too with music, and his cue is fucking fantastic. You guys are gonna fucking love that. And then he'll start scoring too once we get picture lock. So we're gonna be on our way. In October, this film is gonna be completely in post-production, and then we're just gonna have to figure out a way to pay for all that stuff. But we'll do that when we're there. We'll do our best. We will get there. We will get there. But it's all going great. It's all going great. Let's see what we got here. Sandra, good. Hello. How are you? Good to see you. Robert comes back on and says 90% of the people are good and gets along with even when we think differently. Yeah, that's exactly it. Isn't that? It's the way it is, Robert. It really is that way. People get caught up in all this shit and get so offended. It's like, God damn. Does anybody not have a spine anymore? I'm so glad I grew up in the 70s and 80s. It's such a different vibe, such a different era to grow up in, where I was watching commercials where they were using like it was a mentally challenged commercial, and they were using the R word in it, like literally saying your neighbor could be R word, and that's okay. They're still people. I mean, they literally talked like that back then. You know, people called me N word all the time. I didn't think anything of it. I couldn't give a fuck. I called them a hunky. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's just the way we were back then. And you know, words didn't really sting the way they do now. And now it's such a sensitive place. Comedians getting in trouble for making jokes and laughing, and I grew up with Richard Pryor. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's a different place, but it is what it is. You know, it's like going back to Dark Knight when Two-Face said, you know, you live long enough to become the villain. Like, I can be considered a villain even though I know I'm not, just because I say something wrong now that isn't cool anymore. That's that bullshit. So I don't know. It's crazy stuff. I'm not saddened by it. I'm not surprised by any of this controversy, all the people fighting. I could feel it a long time ago when this shit started. The divisiveness. I could see it coming. And if anything, guys, for me, I've always been very leery of people. Growing up, I had to be. And I kind of use that philosophy throughout my life to protect myself. I think a lot of us do. You know, but I learned that you can't really expand or grow or become something more if you don't trust the process or trust people. Sometimes you have to put yourself out there. Not everybody's out to get you. You know, for a while I felt like I couldn't trust anybody. You know, I'm the type of guy that meets you and my glass is empty. You know, it's up to you to show me and fill it, where I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm half full. Okay, no, you're cool. You're cool. You know, a lot of people go in with a full glass, and then after a while it starts chipping away because people fuck them over. And then they're like, oh, I can't believe they did that to me. Well, you should have been prepared. And that's how I kind of live my life. But, you know, I've changed that way of thinking, where it's more like, you know, I might not have to go in full, but I can at least go in half and be like, give somebody a shot to show me who they really are. And after that, I don't have to. If they do great, then I got a full glass and I'm good with them. If they're not cool, they empty my glass. I never have fucking talked to those people again, and I won't lose any sleep over it. You know what I mean? And I think that's okay. I think that's okay. At least I think so. I love your lives. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Who else is in here today? Bob, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Hope you're well, man. And Robert says, I hear Tina Turner. Dude, I've been banging Tina Turner like no other right now. And there's a reason for it. You wait till you see the movie. That's a little hint. It's pretty cool. G Street, focus. Gen X is badass. You know what I'm saying? There's a toughness there. Yes, it may not have been perfect. Going back in right after I was born and shit, I was looking at like all the shit that was going on in the 60s, and I don't know, man. It's kind of a repeat. It's not like people haven't gone through this craziness before. It happens. It does happen. But you know what? I think you're stronger people for it if you don't cry about it. Just fucking buck up. Jesus Christ. Bob Wayne, I miss those days. Watch Blazing Saddles too. Yes, Bob. Yes. One of the funniest movies ever. And it would never be made again. Not in this day and age. You couldn't do it. It's so sad. And it's such a great movie. It's just so comical about how dumb we really are as people. How stupid we are with our labels. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. You'd make a relatable villain though, bro. Yeah. Thank you. I would. Yeah, I think so. I'd be like Thanos. His motive made sense. All right. Anyway, I got on here with one specific purpose, which was to talk about our Around the Real podcast. But hang on. I'll get to that in a second here. What we got here? I'm loving the comments right now. Christopher, I'm an 80s kid. We didn't care about race. The only race we cared about was the ones we competed in and lost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the race. I could give a shit. I had all white friends. I had some black friends. I had Asian friends, Mexican friends. None of us cared. Most of us didn't. And if somebody did, they only did when they were mad, and then they'd call you a fucking name, and then you call them a name back. Then you get in a fist fight, and you beat their ass, and then you were cool. That's basically what happened. No one does that anymore. Instead of fist fighting, everybody grabs a rifle and shoots up a fucking place. Fucking pussies, man. Everybody's scared to take an ass whooping. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Everybody's afraid to take an ass whooping. Yeah, that's too bad. That was the whole point of it, right? Not to get beat up. But at least you live to see another day. It's too bad. Okay, Around the Real. So our podcast, and if you guys have been following Jason Voorhees' Nightmares and our Horrorverse stuff, that's all, we appreciate all of that. But, before we even got into the Horrorverse, we had a podcast we've been doing. It was called Around the Real. And we had been doing that for about 5 years. I think we launched that in 2020 when COVID hit, because we weren't able to make movies the way we wanted to. Sets were really shut down. There's a lot of weird shit going on. And we're like, hey, fuck it. Let's do this podcast idea we always wanted to do. And we started it. And it became a pretty big part of our whole repertoire. Everything that we've done, pretty much Around the Real has triggered that. So if you haven't listened to our podcast Around the Real, you can find it still today. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any major podcast platform. Some of the episodes are up on YouTube. Basically, we taken 5 years and we did 233 episodes of that podcast, and it's our show. It's a little Joe Rogan, it's a little Howard Stern, it's a little T-Man in the Morning if you were from Seattle. I really wanted to bring that radio vibe to our show and have fun with it, playing a lot of music, having fun in live studio audience, sound effects, goofy shit. But we would talk to people from all over the industries, and that's art. That's filmmaking, that's music, musicians. And our show really hit really well. We managed to get to the top 100 podcasts in the film interview category on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We had big guests come in from Hollywood to speak and share with us some insights on some of the bigger movies that we all know. Alex Proyas was on our show from The Crow. He directed that. I, Robot, he directed. We had Robert Lusardo on our show. That's how we met. Oh gosh, we had a lot of other ones. I can't remember everybody because it's been a while. But we did 233 episodes of this show, and it was myself, Charles Lawson, Samantha Hanna. We started this, and it was us three being host on this, and just hitting people up to see what was going on with them and get to know these people on a different level. These actors, musicians, artists, creatives. And it was a lot of fun to do. We had a blast with them, and we were really able to interview them in a different style. There was no format to this show. It was completely live. We had no scripted questions ready. It was just conversations and a lot of fun. And we had a blast with people. And we grew and built a lot of relationships from that. Relationships to this day that we still have with these people. And it was a great interview process for us to get our name out there, to have a platform for, creatives to share their work, to share who they are, and to get an audience to maybe watch what they did or listen to what they did or see what they do. We had done that show for 5 years straight, and we loved every second of it. When we started this last film, we realized we had to in order to make this Jason Voorhees Nightmares film what it is, we had to probably take a break. And we had some hiccups too, and a lot of you guys know, and I'm going to speak openly right now, that my friend, my 30 years, Chuck Lawson, quit CCC Entertainment Group. He randomly just quit. He had some stuff going on in his life. He couldn't do it anymore, and he split. Pissed me the fuck off, because I know this guy loves making stuff and creating stuff. And he tried to make it sound like he was never really into it. And I'm like, give me a fucking break. I'm not an idiot. But anyway, he took off, which kind of made the show go pew, crazy, because he was a huge part of it and a huge part of the films we were making. But we kept it going as long as we could. We had Sam, and Samantha was kicking ass doing the show. And then she went through some stuff and had to take a minute off. And then Steve jumped in and he got my back, and we were still doing the show. And then we realized, just because it was just kind of all over the place for a minute, we needed to take a break, and we had to start Jason Voorhees Nightmares. So we took a break in March. That was the last episode you see there. That was with David S. Hogan and Angela DeMarco. It was right here. And that was March 3rd, the last time we did Around the Reel. I've missed it. It was a great experience doing this thing, and I want to bring it back. So we are. So this October, we're going to be launching Around the Reel back. We're probably going to start with a couple episodes every month just to get the ball rolling, and then hopefully get back to our weekly show that we were doing. And there's some cool things. If you ever listen to our show before, it's a lot of shit talking. It's a lot of funny stuff. A lot of fun, a lot of music, a lot of laughs, a lot of funny things that happen. And a lot of great knowledge was dropped on that program during the process of making them. Each episode was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, the format we're going to do now is going to be a little different. Still going to have the fun and the laughs and the joy of speaking to people, but we're gonna make it more interactive. So we're literally going to have the live chat like we're doing right now, where if you watch us live, you're going to be able to jump in and comment and make statements of things we're talking about, ask questions that you want to get answers to, become a part of the show with us. And that'll happen once a week. Hopefully by January, we'll be up to that once a week thing. But in the meantime, in October 2025, we'll be launching a couple episodes, and I'll make sure everybody is aware of when they're going to be launching, when the live show is going to be recorded, so that if you do have time and you want to jump on with us live, you can be there with us, and you can listen in, chat away, be a part of the show, and have a blast with us. And you'll learn a lot, and you'll have fun during it. They're fucking hilarious. I don't know what it is about getting the mic in my face when we're doing Around the Reel, but I definitely, parts of me that I don't really speak about too much come out, and it's just really fun. It's really fun. Even my freckle. And if you've listened to the show, you know what I'm talking about. So I just want to throw that out there. Around the Reel is coming back. This podcast, again, top 100 podcasts at the time. For about 3 years straight, we hung in there in the top 100 on Spotify, especially the film interview category. And, it was a great experience. We had thousands and thousands of people listening to this show, and we got great comments and great feedback. And a lot of people were enjoying the vibe of it. Because it was nothing really special. It was just us talking shit, but it worked. It worked, and I miss it. So I wanted to come on today, specifically talk about this and kind of the overall world, to try to mend, I don't know what the fuck I am, but try to mend some of this ideas. If you're listening to this show, it's not that deep. Okay, this stuff is not that deep. Okay, this is going to blow over like it always does. Shit's going to happen. People are going to get fired up. And in the meantime, if you keep your composure, if you don't get too butthurt about what somebody says or does, and you just roll with it, I think we're going to be just fine. And you'll see the real humanity come out of people, regardless of what side they're on in the political spectrum. They're gonna come back. Not everybody's an asshole all the time. We all can be sometimes, but not all the time. Cool down. And we'll be all right. All right. Where am I at on comments here? Let's see here. Bob says, true. Hell yeah, bro. That is the truth, bro. Tegan back on and says, right, no one cared. I grew up in Seattle. Everyone was just people. If they were not nice, you didn't hang out with them. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're nice and polite, I got no reason to be rude. If you're a fucking dick, I'll be a dick. I mean, that's how I roll. But not everybody has to be that way. So I think there's always a better way. I'm not perfect at it, but I definitely understand if someone's being a dick. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. That's pretty simple. If you grew up kind of in the area of town I did, you knew not to say certain things to certain people. You get your ass whooped. That's pretty much it. So it's not surprising to me that there was people out there that would respond to some of these comments and things and the event that we saw last week happen. It's not surprising that happened to me. And that's the sad part. I can literally see how that happened and why. Some people don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, we have freedom of speech. We do. But, I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I want, but I know what not to say and why I shouldn't say it, because I don't want anybody shooting my ass or kicking my ass or beating me up or attacking my family. You know what I mean? It's just like there's freedom. I don't go into a grocery store, and call everybody a fucking whatever I want because I'm walking by them and I don't like how they look or smell, or just because I want to be a dick because I have freedom of speech. No, I'm polite. You go into public, you got to be polite. There's a reason why. If they kick you out of the fucking store, the cops will be called, right? So yeah, I have freedom to do it, but should I? It's common sense, guys. We're missing that. We're getting stuck on this amendment shit. Well, what's the right thing to do as a person? You don't just yell at your kids and call them a name because they didn't fucking dump the garbage. You're patient. You could. You have freedom of speech. Say what you want when you want to. Yeah, but should you? I don't know. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Because I think a lot of crazy shit. I don't say 38% of what I really want to say. I say a lot of what I want to say, but there is a percentage that I don't say because I know it's wrong. I don't have to say that. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. G Straight. People think freedom of speech equals freedom of consequences. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. There are consequences to what you say. Period. How many of us lie all the time? We say shit that we know we don't mean just because it's the right thing to say. Hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. And you're shitty. You're lying. That's still just as bad. Yeah, there's consequences to it. Like if I told the truth, that person would be bored out of their mind. They don't give a fuck. If your wife comes to you and goes, do I look pretty today? And you can't stand what she's wearing. You say that? No, you look good. You always look good, right? If you went, no, you look like shit. You get your ass whooped. I mean, come on, guys. This is common sense stuff. I don't know. I don't know why people don't remember that stuff. Yeah, it really ain't common sense anymore. That's been the problem. Yeah, that's been the problem. People get too wrapped up in this shit. And none of us even know these people. That's what's crazy. I was looking up the murder stats and stuff. Every 31 minutes, someone's murdered. Doesn't affect our day at all. We have no idea until the media gets a hold of it. Makes a big deal out of it, and everybody's up in arms. Like, fine, someone else just died. No one gives a fuck. Why is that okay? You know what I mean? Why is that okay? Doesn't make sense to me. See, we only think about what they want us to think about. Guys, got to think outside the box. I'm telling you. You got to do it. Too funny. Anyway, guys. All right. So around the reel, it's coming back. Jason Voorhees Nightmares. We are on the end of this ride. We are right there. We've got a few more shoots left. We're going to knock this thing out, get her done, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You're going to love it. And remember, we're going to do, once this film is done, it's probably 2026, you're going to get more information about Jason Voorhees Nightmares. By January, February, we're going to know what we're going to be looking at for release dates. We're going to do a couple theater showings of this one. So if you want to jump on board on that, be ready. We should be releasing this film, if everything goes according to plan, for a YouTube premiere on the Horrorverse no later than the end of March of 2026. That's our goal. That's what we're working for. And hopefully we can all get there and get this thing done so all you guys can enjoy it one way or the other. I'm not going to leave anybody out. You can't make the live premieres in the theater. That's okay, because it will be on YouTube shortly after. You guys can join us for that. We'll have a live chat going on YouTube like we always do. That's a lot of fun. You missed that. That's okay. It'll still be on YouTube. You can watch it anytime and watch any of the films. You can get the whole story that we created 3 years ago, all finally be done. And it's going to be fun. You guys are going to absolutely enjoy this. You're going to be so surprised of the quality of this film, the excitement in this film, the energy of this film, the horror, the action, the suspense, the fun, the laughs. It's a cool ride. You guys are going to dig it. I know you guys are going to dig it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Tegan says, because we got our ass beat when we were kids. Yep, we did get our ass beat. And that's exactly why we got more balance, I think. Robert, the overabundance of media is unhealthy. Yes, it is. And social media can be too if you're looking at it wrong. I use social media. Social media does not use me. Get that? That's what people got to remember. Don't let it use you. You can use it. There's a lot of great things on social media. If you're looking at it in the right viewer, you got to get your viewer out. Look at that sucker. Play it for what it is. Social media is super important to me. It's the only way I can reach out to all of you guys. It's a great way to network. It's a great way to share our films and the podcast that we're doing, to get an audience behind it. And it would never know. I don't have the money to go buy a PR people to help us spread the word like a Marvel movie. I don't have that capability. Social media is the only thing I got. I'm not going to get pushed off a platform because I don't like what I see. You know what? Who gives a fuck? Turn the channel. That's what everybody used to say back in the day. If you don't like something that you're listening to or watching, change the fucking channel. It's not hard. It's your fault for getting involved in these conversations in the first fucking place. You see somebody says you don't like it, scroll past it. Who gives a fuck? Watch that music video. Here's some puppies. Look at the cool shit. The algorithm only shows you what you keep looking at. It wants to keep you on the platform. So if you are guilty of looking at all this stuff and commenting on these negative things, that's all you're going to get is negativity back. I get a shit ton of video games on my feed. I get all this movie stuff on my feed. I rarely see any of this negative stuff about politics. And when I do, it's because it's my fault. I usually comment on somebody's thing, and next thing I know, oh shit. Oh, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So think about what you want. You want social media to work for you, or you want to work for social media? That's how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at it. All right. G Street. Plus, we're in an era where outrage is fashionable now. It's cool to be angry about shit that doesn't affect you. Yeah, I can see that too, man. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a bunch of people just hopping on board. I don't think anybody actually thinks before they say anything anymore. They go to imright.com and see some statistic that they don't even know for sure if it's true or not, and then they just kind of go with it and roll with it because it makes sense to them in the moment. Well, it's not that easy. There's a lot of gray area with all of us. There really is. I can think conservative sometimes. I can think liberal sometimes. I'm always kind of just bouncing between, depending on my mood, depending on the topic, depending on the circumstances of that topic. Sometimes even how they say it. Are they genuine? You can read people if you just pay attention. You got to pay attention to it. You can't just fucking blurt out something because it's how you feel in the moment, and then you found something that backs it, and then you just go, bleh. I'm like, oh, fuck off. It's way more difficult than that. People are complex. None of this makes sense to any of us. And anybody who acts like they know how to do it is no different than a filmmaker out there saying they know how to make a movie that's going to be a blockbuster. They don't. There is no one way. It's all circumstantial. It's all luck. It's all effort. It's all of it. I was talking to some people about it the other day, where it's like, how did they get those movies to be made that were so great and they made all this money? I'm like, well, first of all, they worked hard. Second of all, they never quit. And third of all, they believed in it. Okay. Sometimes that's not enough. You know what else isn't need? Networking, people, certain people. and luck. Right time. When those come together, boom, something can happen. That's just the way it is, you know. But you have to give yourself an opportunity to succeed, and that takes work. That takes the belief system that you need to know for a fact that I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to quit. I love this too much. I'm going to keep going, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. Yeah. If you do that, you give yourself an opportunity to get lucky enough to make something great. Anyway, yeah. Around the Reel, October 2026. Check out our episodes right now. If you've never listened to our show, I think you guys would enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You're going to hear Samantha and I fighting our asses off on that show all the time. You'll hear Steve jumping in with his comments. Chuck back in the day was hilarious with his idiotic stuff he would say. There's some fun episodes, some great guests that we had on there already. 233 episodes are out now and Around the Reel. You can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Overwatch. There's a bunch of them they're on. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. It's everywhere. Check out the show. Take a listen and get ready for October 26th when new episodes will start dropping. Jason Voorhees Nightmares on the way. And I want to appreciate everybody out there. Thank you all for helping us make this film what it is. We've got another month left here of filming, and then we're jumping into post-production. We could still use the backing and support. Every dollar goes towards this film helps. Think about it. GoFundMe. Link will be in the description somewhere in here. You can find it on my page. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks for listening to me yap for a half hour here. I appreciate you very much. And look forward to talk to you more about the movies coming up and the podcast. So, and be nice to each other, guys. Do your best. I know it's frustrating, but come on, man. We can do this shit. Appreciate you, bro. We can do this. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep.